Hey everybody, this is Mr. Marshall here at Stony Lane. If you're a writer, then you have to know words pretty well. You have to know words and kind of how they're spelled and how they're put together and think about their parts. But you also have to know a lot about what they mean. So I want to teach you a game today that's going to help you with both of those things. So think hard about how words are put together, like all their parts, all the letters that go into them, what kind of word they are, and what the words mean. Okay, so this is a game that's called Plunkett, and it's the kind of game. I mean Plunko. Sorry, it's Plunko, and in this game, it's the kind of game that's gonna feel like a challenge a little bit, and that's gonna make you grow. Okay, so I want you to try this, and if it feels like it's a challenge right now, you should stick with it. And maybe you can play it with friends and see how many Plunko boards you can fill out. This is what a Plunko board looks like. It's pretty easy, right? It's just four boxes. Okay. So the way you play Plunko is like this. You take a word that you know and you put it into the top left corner. So I'm gonna take the word puppy because I know that word. I know what it means and I know how it's spelled. Okay. And when we play Plunko and you're going down to come up with this word, you've got to think about the parts of this word. What are the things you know about the way this word is put together, the way this word is spelled, what kind of word it is? Okay, not about the meaning, just about the spelling. So let's think. Puppy, like one way to play Plunko is to think about the first letter of the word. So this puppy starts with the letter P. So I'm going to think of another word that I know that starts with the letter P that I know how to spell. Here we go. Pig, right? Both of those words, puppy and pig, start with the letter P. That's right. Okay. So now when I go side to side, the word has to not be about the spelling, the word has to be about the meaning. So I'm going to think of all the things I know about puppies, and I'm going to think of something that can go here. Okay. So I know that puppies are usually pretty small. Okay. So I've got three of my boxes filled, and now comes the part that's the biggest challenge. I have to think of a word for this box that is kind of like the way the word small is put together. It might start with the same letter and has something to do with pigs. So this is the part that you probably have to talk a little bit with a friend or do some thinking or jotting to think of it. Well, so one thing I know about pigs is that what do I know about pigs that might start with the letter S? Pigs are sometimes smelly, right? Or pigs are sometimes, I know, a grown up word for pig, and you may or may not know this. If you don't know it, you wouldn't write this, you might just write smelly. But I would write that pigs are sometimes called swine, right? Swine. So now you see what I did? I went up and down, and I thought about the first letter or anything else that I can think about the way that the word is put together. And going side to side, I wrote something about the meaning. Okay, so in this round of Plunko, I thought about the first letter of the word to go up and down. Let's do another round. And this time, let's use a different strategy. So, strategy number one was think of the first letter of the word. Strategy number two that we're going to try today is we're going to think about words that rhyme with our word. Okay. So let's use a different color this time. So I'm going to put a word here. I'm going to put the word lunch. Lunch. I know how to spell lunch. I know what lunch means. So now I need to go up and down. So I'm going to think of a word that rhymes with lunch, right? Because that's another strategy. So I'm going to think of the word munch. Munch. Okay, lunch and munch rhyme. So now I want to go across. I want to go side to side. I want to think of something about what these words mean, right? So during lunchtime, what do? I'm eating food. So I'm going to write the word food. Food. Now comes the toughest part. I'm going to think of something that maybe rhymes with food or starts with the same letter as food, but has to do with munching. So So when I'm munching, I'm taking food and I'm putting it in my mouth and I'm chewing it. That's what it means. So I can say a word that rhymes with food that has to do with munching is chewed. Do you see that? You see how I went up and down and I thought of a word that rhymes? I thought of something that deals with the way the word is put together and going across side to side. I thought of a word that matches its meaning in some way. Okay? Right? This can feel like a challenge sometimes. Let's do one more. I want to teach you one more strategy because you can start by thinking of letters that the words start with. You can think about rhyming words, but you can also think of like other things about the way the word is put together. Like you can think, well, what kind of word is it? Right. So here's another one. Right. So I'm going to put a new word up here. Snowball. Snowball. So what do I know about the word snowball? I know the word snowball has double letters. I can think of a word that has a double letter. Or the word snowball has a blend at the beginning, S and sn, right? I could write another word that starts with a blend. But I also know that the word snowball is what's called a compound word, right? A compound word is a word that has two words inside it, snow and ball, right? Snow and ball. So when I go up and down, I might choose a compound word, right? So let me think. Um, I'm going to think hard about that. I'm going to go across first today in this one. Snowball. I'm going to think of something that I know about the meaning of snowball. A snowball is always round, right? So I'm going to say that that's round. Okay? I'm thinking about the meaning. So I'm going to go up and down. Let's see. Up and down over here, I think I have. I'm going to say it's a compound word. So I'm going to think of a compound word. I'm going to do one that kind of stretches me a little more, something a little bit longer and a little bit harder. But barely fits. Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm has two words inside it, thunder and storm, kind of like snow and ball. That's a compound word. So now going over here, I need a word that has to do with thunderstorm, all the things I know about thunderstorm. It has something to do with the way round is written. Round's not a compound word, so it doesn't have to be. Maybe I can do a rhyme again. A thunderstorm is really loud, so it makes a big sound, and sound rhymes with round. Okay, sound rhymes with round. Okay, so I can mix and match because here I had a compound word and here I had a rhyme. It's okay. I just have to think of something about the way the word is put together. Okay, do you see that? And if you can play Plunko and fill in as many boards as you can, that's one of those things that's going to help you get stronger in your use of words and then maybe in your writing or in your speaking. Okay, so why don't you try that together with some friends? See how many Plunko boards you can make, and I'll see you next time.